you had worked on Shadow Cabinet, which you began to describe. Set up Shadow Cabinet for us, because we're going to get into the actual pages of your book, showing your pitch and showing your plotting and the art. Just set this up for us.
Okay, great. So there was a Milestone storyline that Reginald Hudlin, well-known filmmaker legend and one of the Milestone producers, that he co-wrote, called Icon versus Hardware. And within that storyline, Brainiac, the archenemy of Superman, who's an artificial intelligence, I think originating from the planet Krypton, he invaded the Milestone world, and he tried to take over the world, and he failed. And so when it was time to write this story, it occurred to me that's a great jumping off point. Like, to say, okay, this alien intelligence tried to take over the world and failed. Well, what's the aftermath of that? And so I said, what would things be like 6 months later? And so what we have 6 months later, and that's the beginning of the Shadow Cabinet, is we have a world in which all of Milestone's heroes are gone. They're either just retreated to their neighborhoods or they're out in space. And Rocket, who's a 17-year-old who was a sidekick, is now the only superhero. She's the only one out there in the skies, day after day, night after night, and because she's trying to save the world by herself.
Right? That's Rocket, right?
Yes, yeah. That is Rocket. And so there's a secret society of superheroes who have been manipulating events behind the scenes, preventing one apocalypse after another, called the Shadow Cabinet. And the Shadow Cabinet comes out of the shadows to approach Rocket and basically say, hey, listen, we want you to join us. And if you don't join us, you're going to be dead in less than a week.
Oh, no, that's a pretty good. Yeah, right, Mike?
Right?
That's a good pitch to join them. Yeah, if you don't join us, you're going to be dead.
Yeah, because the founder of the Shadow Cabinet is an East Asian man named Dharma, who has the ability of time view. So he can see the past and multiple futures. So basically he's saying to Rocket, there's only one future in which you and everyone you love survives, and it's the one in which you join us. And if you don't, you're done. Now, for a 17-year-old, and the perspective of a teenager is one of immortality. A teenager is not thinking about, like, the end. That's not in their frame of mind when it comes to life on Earth. There may be emotional apocalypses, but there's not a literal physical end yet. So telling a 17-year-old, hey, you're not going to make it to 18, first there's a denial, but then there's a chill in your heart. So Rocket is trying to outrace the prophecy.